Hi, I'm ResearchSOC Deputy Director Susan Sons, and I'm here to tell you about ResearchSOC. ResearchSOC is a security operations center that's made up of programs and products at 4 different university partners. Indiana University provides the project leadership, project liaisons who work with each of our clients in the science world and the research and development world to make sure that they're getting the cybersecurity services that they need most. We also have virtual security teams and CISO advisory services to help build up the cybersecurity program that you need in a big picture way. We have REN-ISEC threat intelligence, and of course the core of our service, the OmniSOC 24/7, 365 Eyes on Glass Security Operations Center, which will monitor data coming out of our client networks and alert our clients to any problems. UC San Diego have training for higher education InfoSec to help you understand the research projects that are on your campus. What cybersecurity risks are they bringing to your campus, and what are their cybersecurity needs? Pittsburgh Supercomputing has brought in the VIS Vulnerability Identification Service, and Duke University has brought the Stinger service, which is a system of deploying and monitoring honeypots to get real-time threat intelligence on the attackers that are actually going after your network and networks like them. ResearchSOC has a partner in helping to mature cybersecurity throughout the NSF research world. That's Trusted CI, the National Security Foundation's Cybersecurity Center of Excellence, where Trusted CI is focused on programs and community and building up cybersecurity culture throughout the science community. ResearchSOC is laser beam focused on operational services and cybersecurity operations to be there day by day to help build up your cybersecurity program and provide you with the resources you need to make science easier to focus on so that you're not thinking about cybersecurity every minute of every day in order to do cybersecurity well. The strategy is straightforward. We take those technologies that we already spoke about, OmniSOC 24/7, 365, Eyes on Glass Security Operations Center and Monitoring, the Vulnerability Identification Service, the Honeypot Service, and virtual security teams and CISO advisory, and we wrap them together in a way that's constantly tuned and tailored to serve the scientific research community. And it's backed up with training so that your organization can get better at what you do while we're providing you services to enable you to do cybersecurity well in a way that supports the science. ResearchSOC's objectives are pretty simple. We're here to provide operational services for NSF's scientific cyber infrastructure. We want to take some of the cybersecurity workload off of you so that you don't have to maintain everything on your own. We provide a threat intelligence network and communities of practice so that we're not all reinventing the wheels for ourselves, so that every facility can learn what every other facility is seeing and prepare for those sorts of attacks. We also work to enable cybersecurity research. We're doing outreach to higher education InfoSec because we all have relationships with campuses, and to make those cybersecurity relationships work better, especially for research embedded in campuses, it helps a great deal for the higher ed InfoSec personnel to understand the cybersecurity implications of the research that's on their campuses. So we've spent a lot of time learning about researchers' needs for cybersecurity data and tools. And what we're finding is that a lot of people researching cybersecurity and pushing the practice of cybersecurity forward don't have access to real data. So we've built a secure environment to access ResearchSOC data, real data from ResearchSOC clients. We've curated and organized a heterogeneous set of data. By that we mean we combine the data from multiple clients and we clean up that data to remove anything that could be dangerous to our clients if it were shared. And then we create awareness of the data and its potential, and that's something we've been working really hard at lately. Now that we've begun to build this data set, we want to make it more available to researchers. Because we know that if we want research to enable cybersecurity practice, we need to create a feedback loop. It can't be one way. We can't depend on researchers to give us new cybersecurity advances and not give them any real data to work with. And that's something that ResearchSOC has been dedicated to and that our clients have been on board with from the start. It's been a really great relationship. ResearchSOC is about 2 years old now as I'm giving you this talk. And once we started, there was a lot of work to develop and integrate these technologies and to get the contracts worked out so that we could do the data sharing that we need to and so that we could build the relationships between these institutions. And we've done a lot of outreach to higher ed information security and to researchers, as well as to the wider NSF community. We went through a beta testing period. We've brought on 3 beta clients. We've learned a lot about how we need to shape our services to best serve NSF large facilities and other scientific programs. And now we're moving into the phase of sustainability and for-fee services. So our deployments with NRAO and Gauge are already in place. These have provided a fantastic way for us to learn more about what these facilities need and also to mature our deployment model. We now have more options for the whole spectrum of what we're looking at with NSF projects and facilities. We have a Gemini deployment in process, and we've been offering training through our webinar series. Every month there's a free webinar that you can sign up for if you'd like to learn more about cybersecurity operations. It's available at researchsoc.iu.edu. There will be links at the end of this presentation, and it's available whether you're one of our clients or not. It's one of the ways that we hope to make the cybersecurity of the entire research community better. We're beginning to open up for additional clients in 2021. So if you're interested in ResearchSOC services for your program or facility, this is a great time to reach out. We've had to learn a lot along the way. I may have mentioned that our beta clients have volunteered to pretty much be guinea pigs to provide us with a testing ground to make sure that we've really tuned these services for the NSF community. We've learned a lot along the way about what we need to do to best support the NSF research community. One of the things we've learned is that the program maturity in terms of cybersecurity among NSF major facilities, let alone the full spectrum of NSF science, is incredibly varied. We've run into programs that haven't begun to address cybersecurity yet, and we've run into programs that really have it down. They're just looking to trim costs and increase their effectiveness. A lot of the time, the biggest barriers that we're facing aren't technological barriers. It's not that we don't know how the technology works or what we need. It's the operational barriers and the political and the logistical barriers. It's how do I get support for this training for my personnel? It's how do I get buy-in to improve this process? It's how do I convince people it's a good idea to change what we're doing or to invest in cybersecurity? And that requires a whole lot of skills beyond the technical, and we're really happy that through our CISO advisory services, we've been able to help take lessons learned from one facility, from one project, and bring it to another so that we're not leaving people hanging, leaving people trying to learn this on their own from scratch. The more we monitor, the more we learn just how much the basics matter. I see a lot of programs out there telling everyone that they're going to get into advanced threat modeling and threat hunting and other techniques when a lot of their consumers don't have asset inventories yet. They don't have basic patch management yet. Most attackers get in through a failure of the basics. You have to be a much more advanced attacker to take advantage of a much more complicated flaw in the system. Get your basics right and you eliminate a lot of attackers and you make yourself much more secure. We're working on onboarding our remaining beta clients, and we're starting to seek new clients. We want to bring more facilities and more NSF science into the fold to where we can offload some of the cybersecurity burden and let them focus on the science. We've been building out our virtual security team, virtual CISO and CISO advisory services. These are opportunities for organizations that aren't sure that they know how to maintain cybersecurity talent or that aren't sure they're big enough for a full-time CISO. To offload that a little and get the benefit of an experienced Chief Information Security Officer or an experienced security team to either backfill positions that they don't want to provide for themselves or to help train up their internal personnel. We've been working with researchers who can push the edges of information security practice using our data. This is something I'm really excited about because as someone who's passionate about the science community, this is a way that while we're protecting the science community, we can also participate in it. We're also experimenting with new technologies and practices because we want to constantly evolve what we're offering to our clients and what we can share with the broader community. So thank you. That was a lot of information really quickly. If you'd like to know anything more, feel free to contact me personally. Again, my name is Susan Sons. I'm Deputy Director of the ResearchSOC. You can reach me here at sesons@iu.edu. You can also reach out to the project as a whole. Our website is researchsoc.iu.edu, and our project contact email is rsoc@iu.edu. Thank you very much.